Um, I was going to read a few pieces from a book that has been released of mine called Closed Cover Before Striking, which is over there, which I can't show off, but it's got a bunch of pieces, violence, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to make them not be about violence, and he told me to do this one first. This is a prose piece, short, called Phone Calls from Brian Toll. I came home the other day to find 3 messages on my answering machine, each nearly 2 minutes long. They were all from my friend Brian, who lives in Indiana and is working on a film. Now, Brian is a friend of mine from high school. In fact, I asked him to go to prom with me as friends, but he turned me down, saying that he wanted to save the experience of prom with somebody he was actually dating. But that was like 8 years ago. I went to prom anyway without him, but I still think it would have been cooler if I was actually going with him and he was my date. But I got home the other night and I had these messages on my machine, and they were all from Brian. And I listened to the first one, and he says, I'm sorry I haven't called you in so long, and I hope you don't hate me because I love you, and I've moved, and that's my roommate that you hear in the background. I don't think you've met him before, but he knows who you are, and he thinks that your voice is really on this answering machine. He's heard it all the time, and he thinks you have a sexy voice. And then he says, oh, really, I hope you don't hate me because I didn't mean to not call. It's just that there's a lot going on, and oh, I have a new email address, so write me, and I love you, and I hope that you're not mad, and I might be coming up to visit you in Chicago. Well, anyway, call me if you don't hate me. I love you. And that was one of the messages. And then I listened to the second one, and he says, hi. It's me again. I forgot to give you my phone number since I've moved, and so here it is. And I tell you that I'm making a film. I'm finally doing it. I'm scraping enough money together, and so I'm doing it. And then the beginning of March is going to happen. And did you get my note? You said you did before, but I wanted to make sure. Well, call me. And that was the second message. And then I listened to the last one, and he says, hi. It's me again, and I just wanted to get back to you and tell you that, yes, I'd love to go to prom with you. I'll wear the tux and the tie and the cummerbund that matches your dress. And yes, I'll go to prom with you. Well, I guess that's about all. I hope you're not mad at me because I love you. I really do. Don't hate me. I'll talk to you soon. And so I called him back, and I told him, no, I don't hate him. I love you too, and we all have busy lives, and I understand why you haven't called. I haven't called either, so don't worry. Tell me about your film, I asked, and he says that he borrowed some money and saved some money from his last job, and he's borrowing some equipment so that he can do the filming. I have the production costs taken care of, but I have no idea where the post-production money is coming from. What are you going to do? I don't know. Maybe I'll get some credit cards. Maybe there are some companies that they can use actually a tax deduction, and they'd be willing to help you finance your film. And so we talk a bit more, and I tell him that I wish that I could be there for him to help him out more. And he says that I have helped him because I validate him in what he's doing and everything that I say. And although he had no money, he felt like he finally had control over his life, and that now he knows that no matter what he chooses to do with his life, and no matter what happens to him, that he will have control in his life, and that he can handle anything. And I told him that I was so glad he felt that way, because I think that most people never get to feel that way once in their life. I was proud of him. And he asks if he could use one of the songs of mine in his film, and I told him that I would be honored. And he said no, he'd be honored. I guess it's just nice to know that I would be part of such an important film. I did that one with a veto piece at whatever coffee shop he had his show at a year or two ago at Starbucks. He had things at Starbucks, and I did a feature there and everything. Thank you. This piece I did as show women's issues. Lucky. This one is called How to Please a Woman. I saw a movie once. I can't remember what movie it was, but I remember this one scene. It was after the protagonist couple made love, and it was in the middle of the night, and the man got dressed and went outside. And no, it was not to leave. I know half of you are thinking that. Admit it. But he went outside into the garden and picked a bunch of flowers and put them all over the bed, so that in the morning, when the woman woke up, she would still be alone, but she would be surrounded in flowers. Well, now I know this is just a movie, but I have this vision in my head of how perfect life is supposed to be. Okay, call being raised on Cinderella and Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, but in the back of my mind, I still have this vision in my head of being swept away. Wake me with a kiss. Ride me off into the sunset. I don't want to tell someone how to sweep me off my feet, how to be romantic. I mean, part of being romantic, a part of romance is the element of surprise. Yes, I know this is the age of communication and we're supposed to tell each other how we feel, but I guess, as unreasonable as this is about to sound, I want you to read my mind. Or don't read it and completely catch me off guard. And I mean that in a good way. Don't catch me off guard, for instance, by watching a baseball game instead of celebrating my birthday. Sure, it could be flowers, I guess, but don't think that we're trying to get you to spend your money or that we're trying to milk you for all that you're worth, because flowers picked from your garden or someone else's are often better than the ones from the store. There may be a bath, a picnic. Those are even better than flowers because they give the gift we really want, time. We want to know that you not only are taking the time out to be with us, but that you took the time to plan it, to make it perfect. We want you to tell us that we look pretty. You don't, when we need to hear it, but you don't know when we need to actually hear it? Well, just look into our eyes. You'll know. We want you to look excited to see us when you come home from work, even if you're tired and just want to eat. We want you to feel like we mean the world to you, like we mean more than that beer does to you when you've been sitting on the couch watching the sitcoms. We want poetry written about us. The sun rises and it means nothing without us, that kind of stuff. Okay, you're not a poet. Maybe you could write us a letter every once in a while. Oh, I know, it's all that whole time thing again. But that's what it takes, remember? Even a note saying, I love you on it would be enough. Here's an idea. Drop it in the mail. I know you see us every day, but that's what makes it special. I don't know how else to explain it. It seems so easy. Maybe we just want to feel like you actually feel something for us. I actually feel like I just went mad because my friends are blowing the pages like mad. And I should do a quick mention of the fact that I'm the editor of 2 literary magazines, CC&D and Down in the Dirt. And in June, I haven't been able to talk about the awesome issues that are out for CC&D and Down in the Dirt, and it's exciting to me for CC&D. The person that's reading next has the 18-year anniversary issue. 18 every year, an 18-year anniversary issue of CC&D magazine. Sorry, that's exciting to me. And as of this year, we've been releasing them also as 6x9 books. They're all perfect bound books, but this one's ISBN number, available at Amazon.com, blah, blah, blah. And because it's June, you've got Gemini and Cancer on it, so it's called Forever Bound for Gemini, and See the World Burn, which is so awesome for UK tropical rainforest photos. So I'm hoping that the first person I'm going to have up here will read some things from us. So ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. John Yatko.